All right, real quickly, I wanted to give you a little bit of background on me before you looked or after you looked at the video on the first day. So I'm your professor for the next 8 weeks. I have been at Cal State Fullerton. Uh, this is the end of my, no, the middle of my 19th year. 19 years. I have seen a lot of students go through the program. I've seen a lot of advertising change. I've seen the birth of social media and how that has impacted um, advertising and how it's really affected television in particular, particularly streaming videos and how Netflix, you all subscribe to Netflix. Probably very few of you watch traditional television. Um, I so it's a big deal. So the way things have changed in the last 20 years in the advertising arena. My background today is Sunday, May 24th. For 20 years, I spent this Sunday at the Indianapolis 500. My background is in motorsports and sports marketing. I worked for a number of race teams or companies like Nissan and Ford who were involved in IndyCar racing, and that was my passion, and I loved it. And I was there for the entire month of May from like 1985 to about 2005. Um, Before that, I was in the publishing business. I published a weekly trade magazine for the cable TV business. So I was in on cable TV when it was just getting hot in 1980. Now cable TV is, boy, on its last legs. Everybody's cutting the cord, cutting direct TV. Everybody's trying to just stream all their programming. So that's a big change as well. From 1996 to about 2006, I had an advertising agency that I started actually with Nissan. With Nissan's blessing, they gave me my first. They were my first client, and I grew that business and sold it to another company out of Cleveland. And then I got into teaching in 2002 at Cal State Fullerton. And the way that happened, I've told the story to those of you who've taken me before, but I was on the road with a client of mine who's from Yokohama, and she asked me what I wanted to do after or my next phase of my life. My next phase of my life, I said I wanted to get to teach. I taught in grad school many years before, and she said, interesting, where would you like to teach? And I said, well, Cal State Fullerton, because they have a great comm school. And she said, oh, and would you like to teach in the advertising department? I said, absolutely. So I got a call 2 weeks later, and it's a professor in the advertising department or concentration, and he asked me if I wanted to come in and interview for Com 351, which is writing for advertising. And I said, sure, why not? I went in, got the job, and I started teaching that in January of 2002, and I have always taught that class. And so, and I loved it, and I knew that was going to be the next part of my next career. And so I asked him a couple of weeks later, how'd you find who I was? How'd you know how'd you get a hold of me? And he said the woman who I work with at Yokohama was his wife. So sorry, my wife's just telling me it's dinner time. Anyway, so she said that she was his wife, so she was his husband. He was her husband. Whatever. They were connected. And that's how I got the job. So networking is so key to everything you do. It's got me lots of jobs, lots of clients, got me my future, or got me here at Cal State Fullerton. I'm going to be here for a few more years or until I start drooling. Who knows? Anyway, so that's what I ended up doing. So now I'm also a writer. I've got a book coming out on June 23rd, which is because I worked at Nissan for a number of years. It's about the 50th anniversary of the 240Z, and that's coming out. I'll show you a copy of that book I'll put it up on titanium so you can at least see the cover. Anyway, so back to this being Memorial Day, and I'd spent all that time at Indy, but I was so grateful for what I was able to do in my racing career. I saw the world through IndyCar racing and the country, the U.S. racetracks all over. So grateful to have that experience, and someone else paid for it. But that's who I am. Very passionate about automobiles. You can tell. Passionate about movies. Love movies. Great. I always win trivia games about movies and music. Love old rock and roll. Books. I have a million books. Uh, just crazy. Have a bunch of old cars in the garage right next to me. I'll pan around with my cell phone and put that up there. But that's who I am. Uh, that's what I got for you today. Anyway, I look forward to working with all of you, and this will be a great semester. You'll definitely get a lot out of this, all right? Because it's really important to me that you get your ROI, which is your return on investment. So you're going to get it. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.